Just 1 week into the start of this World Cup, a shocking tragedy occurred on the prediction market platform, Polymarket. A trader using the alias Vigourish619 bet nearly $1 million that Spain would defeat Cape Verde. At the time, the market believed Spain's probability of winning was as high as 92%. If he won, his profit would be a mere $85,000, less than 10% of his principal. Why risk nearly $1 million just to earn such a small amount? Because Polymarket is not traditional sports betting, it is a prediction market. There, the price of a share directly reflects the market's perceived probability of that outcome occurring. Before the match, the market pushed the probability of Spain winning to 92%, meaning that in the eyes of this trader, this was a risk-free wealth management product that you could win with your eyes closed. He used an extremely massive principle to exchange for a meager return with a 92% certainty, but reality slapped all the smart people hard in the face. With incredibly tenacious defense, the Cape Verde team dragged this seemingly sure-win match to a 0-0 draw. $1 million vanished into thin air the exact second the final whistle blew. This was not an isolated incident. On the same platform, another trader lost a total of $4.2 million across two major upsets. Someone else lost $1.2 million betting on Argentina. These bloody examples perfectly illustrate an iron law that has been repeatedly verified. High certainty never equals zero risk. The 2026 World Cup features 104 matches and 48 teams. Investment banks project that the total global betting volume will surpass a terrifying $50 billion. On average, $500 million is wagered on the gambling tables for every single match. This is higher than the annual GDP of the vast majority of countries in the world. But here is a more fundamental question. If everyone thinks they can win, who exactly is losing? Bookmakers will not tell you the answer. They will only make you believe that someone won big on the last upset, and in the next match, that person will be you. But the truth is, betting on the World Cup is a game locked down by mathematics. Every time you think you've won, you are actually paving the way for a bigger loss in the next round. Today, the Sober Lab takes you to dismantle the real money-making machines of bookmakers. It's not match fixing, and it's not insider information, but rather a precise mathematical model. Part 1. Vigourish. You have already lost before you place your bet. Let's first look at the most basic concept. Vigourish, or simply the VIG. It is the core mechanism that guarantees bookmakers make money regardless of the match outcome. Let's explain this with the simplest example. Suppose you and I bet against each other on a match where both sides are evenly matched, and the probability of winning or losing is 50% each. A fair bet should be, you wager $100, and if you win, you take away $200, meaning a net profit of $100. But the bookmaker will not give you such fair odds. They will only offer you odds of 1.9. What does this mean? It means you wager $100, and if you win, you only get back $190. A net profit of $90. Where did that $10 go? Into the house's pocket. Regardless of which side wins, the house steadily makes $10. This is the VIG. In the real betting world, bookmakers suppress the odds of all possible outcomes below the fair line. You might simultaneously see odds of 2.0 for a home win, 3.2 for a draw, and 2.5 for an away win. They seem to vary. But if you reverse engineer these odds, calculating the probability of each outcome by inverting the odds, and then add them all up, the resulting number will always be greater than 100%. That extra portion is the house's profit. The VIG rate is usually between 2% and 20% or more. In other words, the exact moment you click place bet, you have already mathematically lost. In the short term, you might win. This is called luck. But as long as you keep playing, the law of large numbers will definitely catch up to you. Part 2. The odds landscape. When 92% meets 12.5 times. Now let's go back to that match and see what a 92% win rate means in the betting world. If the probability of Spain winning is 92%, then the combined probability of a draw and an upset win by Cape Verde is only 8%. Let's convert these win probabilities into the odds you see on betting software, ignoring the VIG. For Spain to win at 92%, the odds are calculated as 1 divided by 0.92, which equals roughly 1.08. For Cape Verde to remain undefeated at 8%, the odds are 1 divided by 0.08, which equals exactly 12.5. This is the odds landscape of that match. You wager $1 million to buy a Spain win, and if they win, you only get back your $1 million principal, plus a profit of $80,000, less than 10% of your principal. But if you wager $1 million on Cape Verde being undefeated, and there is an upset, you could walk away with a massive $12.5 million. These two sets of numbers point to two completely different players and two completely different ways to die. Trap A, the arrogance of the elite, the cause of Vigourish619's death. A person like Vigourish619, who can dish out $1 million to place a bet, is definitely not a poor gambler trying to turn a bicycle into a motorcycle. In his eyes, this match wasn't gambling at all. It was a short-term, risk-free arbitrage investment. His psychological process went like this. Spain is ranked #1 in the world, playing an island nation I've never even heard of. A 92% win rate is basically equivalent to 100% absolutely happening. If I put $1 million in, I can effortlessly pick up $80,000 in 90 minutes. This pays higher interest than keeping it in the bank. He was blinded by the high certainty, ignoring that the football is round. For that meager 8% profit, he placed his $1 million principal on the guillotine. High certainty never equals zero risk. This is the classic way big capital perishes at the gambling table. Trap B, the greed of the poor, the poison of high odds. So why do bookmakers dare to offer odds of 12.50 or even higher for Cape Verde? Because they need to tempt retail bettors who want to get rich overnight. The retail bettor's psychological process. Betting $100 on Spain to win only makes $8, which is boring. I'll bet $100 on Cape Verde. If there's an upset, I can win $1,250. Even if I lose, it's just the cost of a meal. Let's risk it. The house's calculation is this. There are countless retail bettors like this all over the world. Each person only wagers a few dozen dollars, but the pooled funds are massive. The house uses this upset betting money on the other side of the scale to hedge against the heavy capital that the Vigourish 619s are throwing at Spain. Who is setting that 92%? Before the match starts, the true win rate might only be 80%. But because the concept of Spain is too strong is deeply rooted in people's minds, money from all over the world floods into the Spain wins pool. The house sees that the funding pool is severely tilted. If they pay out based on an 80% probability, the house will certainly go bankrupt today. So the house's algorithm automatically intervenes, forcibly pushing Spain's win probability up to 92% and forcibly suppressing the odds to 1.08. The algorithm is screaming to the world, stop buying Spain. You can't make money buying them anymore. Hurry up and buy Cape Verde. The odds are 12 times. The 1.08 odds for that match are not a true reflection of Spain's strength at all. It is a financial defense wall forcibly erected by the bookmaker to balance the extremely fanatical, greedy funds of the gamblers. Vigourish 619 crashed his $1 million into this wall and died, while the house, at the final whistle of 0-0, took everything. Part 3, the law of large numbers. The house isn't betting on one match, it's betting on 10,000. You might still be thinking, even if there is the vig, even if the odds are unfair, as long as I bet accurately, can't I make it back by winning a few times? In the short term, you indeed might win. But bookmakers never care if you win one match. What they care about is that you keep playing. The law of large numbers is one of the most fundamental theorems in statistics. When the number of trials is large enough, the actual result will infinitely approach the theoretical probability. In casinos, this law operates every single day. Take roulette, for example. An American roulette wheel has 38 numbers. You bet $1 to guess one number, and your probability of guessing correctly is 1/38. If the casino were fair, it should pay you $38. But the casino only pays you $36. The amount short paid is the vig. For every $1 you bet, you lose an average of 5.3 cents. Play 10,000 times, invest $10,000, and you will steadily lose about $530. The more times you play, the more stable the loss. For bookmakers, the principle is exactly the same. With $50 billion in betting volume, even if the vig is only 5%, that is a steady profit of $2.5 billion, regardless of the match results. The more legs there are in a parlay bet, the higher the house's profit. The advantage on a 4-leg parlay can be as high as 15 to 20% or more. Bookmakers also use real-time algorithms to dynamically adjust odds and balance the betting volume on both sides, ensuring they profit no matter the outcome. The house is never afraid of you winning. They are afraid that you will stop playing. So they give you various stimuli. First deposit bonuses, free bets, the temptation of high odds, live-in-play betting, all just to keep you at the table. A staggering 60 to 75% of European football betting is live-in-play betting. This gives you almost no time to think, only the impulse to click. Part 4, why can't you stop even knowing you will lose? Math has already proven that you will lose in the long run. So why did those people at the beginning who lost millions still continue to bet? Because your brain has been designed into a gambler's brain. The answer is hidden in 3 cognitive landmines. The first landmine is called losing hurts more than gaining. When you lose $10,000, your brain doesn't calmly say, this is a sunk cost. It sends out an almost physiological signal. This $10,000 was mine, and I have to get it back. This pain is so intense that you are willing to wager more money to avoid admitting, I lost. The second landmine is called one more time, and I can turn it around. Neuroscience research has found that after continuous losses, the activity in the area of the brain responsible for rational judgment weakens, while the area responsible for emotional reactions strengthens. Put simply, you physically become more impulsive and less rational. You only see one image. If I win, I can take back everything I just lost. The free bets bookmakers give you are exactly lighting this nerve. The third landmine is called, I've already invested so much. If you've already lost $50,000 and you stop now, that $50,000 is completely gone. So you think, as long as I keep going and win it back once, I won't lose a thing. You are no longer betting on the match. You are betting on whether I can win back what I lost. When these three landmines stack together, they form a closed loop. You lose, you feel pain. The pain makes you more impulsive. The impulse makes you place bigger bets. Larger losses bring deeper pain. Bookmakers do not need to rig the matches. They just need to precisely step on these three landmines. Part 5, Scale, looking at the entire industry through the World Cup. The World Cup is just a window. Through it, you can see the scale of the entire betting industry. In 2025, the global sports betting market is expected to be around $119.3 billion. The global gambling market, including casinos, lotteries, etc., is even more massive. This is not a fringe industry, but a global industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And the profit margins of bookmakers are extremely stable. The French betting giant FDJ United expects an EBITDA profit margin of about 24.5% in 2026. This means for every $100 earned, nearly $25 is pure profit. Where do stable profits come from? Not from luck, not from guessing the match right, but from math. In this massive ecosystem made up of bookmakers, broadcasters, and sponsors, fans are both the audience and the product being sold. Part 6, the sober reality. During the 2026 World Cup, $50 billion in betting volume is flowing globally. Some people will win, some people will lose. But one thing is certain, the bookmakers will definitely make money. They don't make products, they don't do R&D, and they don't bear any risks. They simply compile human weaknesses into code. Every time you click Place Bet, you write a guaranteed profit into their ledger. Here is the truth from the Sober Lab. Next time you open a betting app and see those flashing odds and limited time offers, remember, you are not facing a match. You are facing a harvesting algorithm jointly optimized by mathematicians, psychologists, and data engineers. Next to the best stadiums in the world operates a fully automated ATM, and willingly depositing money into it are billions of fans who think they can win. If unfortunately you are becoming this player, then knowing the rules is the first step in any game. Only when you understand how the house calculates its ledger can you rationally handle your own wallet. Tell me in the comments, what is the most outrageous betting story you've seen around you? I want to hear some gossip too. If you don't want to be the cash inside that ATM anymore, click subscribe to the Sober Lab. We continuously dismantle these perfect closed business loops. Stay sober. See you in the next experiment.